All right, guys, so I'm going to show you how to make a camo background, and we're going to start with this green. Ooh, and that's going to be our base color. You want to make sure that you're doing everything in layers because you don't want to be able to, you want to be able to change the colors really easily without having to worry about trying to just drag and drop and then not getting the full piece. So I'm going to start with some of these lighter colors. Actually, let's start with the black because the black really stands out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in from two different directions. So I'm going to do it like about right there. And then I want another color. Not another color, sorry. We're still doing the black, but I want another piece, right? We don't want it to be just the same piece. I'm going to do it there. I'm going to do one more layer. We'll do it from that direction. We're going to go here. Now, I have my base for my black, so we want to pick a different color. All of this is really going to just be about how you layer your things. So we're going to go to the brown, and then I'm going to go ahead and let me find one we haven't done yet. We haven't done this one, have we? Not quite. Okay. So I want to do that one. And once again, I'm going to bump it back up because I want some of these really big, and then I'm going to do some of them very small. So let's see here. Okay. Gonna do it like, kind of want to bump that one down just a little bit. Okay. If y'all hear background noise, I usually try to cut it out, but it sounds like my husband and my child are having a World War III in there with some kind of bop it toy where you blow it up and you can bang on each other without killing each other. Yeah. So just an FYI if you hear that. Okay, so then I have my second layer, and that's my brown layer. And now we're going to go in and we're going to add some lighter colors. So let's do this gray color. And let's see here. Doing a gray color, and what we're going to do is we're going to go in and add our stuff for that. So you just kind of have to trial and error and to pick some of these things. Let's see, I really didn't like that one. Did we already do that one right there? I think that'll look good. Okay. All right there. Okay. And then do another layer. We're going to do this one. And you see how it's starting to come together? So it's starting to look really good. And literally, that's why I just tell you guys layering is key for this. The more layers you have, the more complex it is going to be. I don't personally want this too complex. I just want it to have enough that we get that camo feel without overdoing it, which can be hard to do sometimes. So sometimes like this one, I'm going to do it and I'm going to place it, but then I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go in and turn it, and then this one I'm going to bump down a little bit. And this is why we do the layers, because I want to be able to edit them after we've already placed them. And I do feel like that's a little big, so maybe like right there. Okay, and then we want another tan layer, and we're coming in from this top right here. But I also feel like this one needs to be one that I press and then flip. So let's see. We're going to press this one out there, and then we're going to flip it. Or I don't know, it may have looked better, maybe going at an angle. Okay, I think that's a pretty good look for the base. I may have picked too dark of a green, so let me go here and go to our background and let's try out. See, that just pops better. So that's why this is just trial and error, trying to figure it out. So since we took our green away from that, I might want to add some green in instead of all of that being brown. So I'm going to alpha lock it, and I've got this green here, and we're going to do fill layer. That looks much better. Yes, perfect. Okay, and so I'm also going to go in and do the other little brown ones. I'm going to alpha lock it, We're going to fill layer it, and then I'm just going to undo the alpha lock. Now my camo base is complete. This is the one that I'm going to do. Now I do have brushes that are not the wider squiggles, but these smaller ones, and these you just kind of place like a puzzle against each little like loop in order to build your camo. So this one you overlay, this one, the other ones you don't overlay. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to go to my palettes. I have a glitter brush palette that I started making. Once I actually have everything done, I'll do it. But these are the two colors we're using. For your brighter, you do kind of like around there. And let me see. If I go to value, that's your hex code right here, 836332. And then the second one is going to be 4F3B1E. But if you're just trying to get somewhat of a similar look, that's what we're going for. And I'm actually going to go over this with the glitter. So I'm going to use my Dreamy Glitter brush that we have from Alicia Ray. And I think that I forgot, where is my brush set? Because we're going to pull that into my brush set. All of my things had been, that's not what I was trying to do. All of my stuff got messed up when Procreate did their update, and I lost all of my brushes. So I am still working on getting everything put back in. And that is not working. Okay, let's just duplicate it. Let's try to drag it again. Normally I can just drag this in here. Okay, so I drug it and then I clicked the little plus button, and then of course now it is working. So it put it all the way up to the top, and we're going to scroll down here to the bottom, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add it over my ink one. I'm going to duplicate my ink one, and I am combining those together. Go here. Sorry for like the side quest we've got going on here. Is it multiply? I feel like it's multiply. Let's see. Nope, that was not correct. Well, possibly. Nope. Okay. See, I had done all of these edits and I did not have copies anywhere, which was that was a stupid me kind of situation there. So now I've got to figure out which one it is. Okay. We'll do this later. I'll just go ahead and use her brush as is so we get it, and then I'll figure that out. Because I like to use her brush to do the gold, but I also like doing it with the ink combined because it gives kind of that scratchy look to where it's just not all one thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to do this in layers, because when you overlap this brush, it does not do well. And I'll show you here in just a minute. So I'm just going to take a minute. This is just a rough outline. This is not going to be perfect. But let me show you what I mean by when you overlap. You see how it gets kind of really bright? So then I'm going to go in and like erase that part. Yeah. Just outlines. You don't want it to match up perfectly because it actually adds a lot more character to the design and to the digital paper if you don't have it completely outlined perfectly. And I'm just getting all the ones that don't touch for. Okay, now we're going to start some of the others here. And I'm actually just going to try to not overlap them. I don't like the way I did that one. And this is just going to take practice kind of getting it down, guys. It's really going to just depend what kind of style that you want 4 years. And I'm just going to leave that one open. What kind of style that you want. So if you don't want this one that overlays, then you can also do like the blocky one, which one's kind of similar to like the cow print. But it is also very pretty. Okay. I'm loving the new iPad because I have all these different layers that I can actually do this for. And my old iPad, I could not. So what I'm doing right now would have to be merged all into a layer. I wouldn't be able to edit it. And that really affects what you guys get like as a finished product when it comes to like how many things I'm able to draw and do. So now I can do a little more complex designs because I have the layers to do so. Okay, and then I'm just going to do that one black in the middle right here. Okay. All right, so there's my camo. And then you can just save this as a PNG or a JPEG, whatever you want to do for that. And there you go. So I am going to go ahead and merge these.